Hello everyone, it's Tuesday here in Seoul, Korea, and you're listening to The Drive-In with your host, Brian Ju. Oh, Tuesday. It's not the beginning of the week, it's not the middle of the week, so it's kind of a weird day. But you know, people like Tuesdays. I like Tuesdays. Growing up, Tuesdays was one of my favorite days because my parents were off from work, which meant my mom would take me to the malls on my days off. Like if you had a holiday falling on a Tuesday, me and my mom would go shopping. It was a great time for me and my mom. Anyways, we have another fun Tuesday setup for you guys today. Just to let you know, today is Tuesday, which means K-Film Tuesdays is today. So Jason B will be with us soon, shortly after intermission, so stick around for that. We're going to start today's show off with a song from the 1969 film Easy Rider, starring Jack Nicholson, Dennis Hopper, and Peter Fonda. And this is Steppenwolf with Born to be Wild. Check it out. Welcome back to The Drive-In with your host, Brian Ju, in the studio. And I want to tell you guys how to get in touch with us. You can simply give us a call at the studio at 02778-1013 or send us a text at #1013 for a charge of 51, or email us at efmdrivein@gmail.com, or simply send us a tweet at efmdrivein. That's the simplest way to get in touch these days. And if you have any requests at all, it's got to be from a show or a movie. We urge you guys to send all your requests in, and even if a shout out, it means a lot to us. You know, just let us know what you feel like, how the day's going, or how you like our show, our program, and or if you just want to say what's up to me, Eugene, or Pac PD. And since it's Tuesday, also Jason B, you can say what's up to him as well. And remember, the requests have to be from a movie or TV show. And now it's time for the scene of the day. All right, today I want to give everybody a heads up in advance because I know we've been playing a lot of great movies during the scene of the day. And today we have to talk about certain movies that we just don't like, or I guess, you know, are kind of cheesy. Cheesy movies, actually, they make other movies great. So we have to talk about a cheesy movie today. And the cheesy movie we have ready for you guys is actually from a fighting game. Yes. I'm pretty sure there's only a few fighting games out there. You're probably thinking, could it be Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat? There's so many to choose from. And the big thing about movies like this, it's hard to make a story out of it because there's so many characters to choose from and what story to go with. And in video games, it's fun because you get to choose your character and fight against other characters. But with this, it's going to be a little difficult to make a storyline. And we'll start off with the most famous actors in this film. Probably Christopher Lambert as Raiden. And we have Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa, who played Shang Tsung. And the film seemed to follow the exploits of Liu Kang, played by Robin Shou, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade, played by people who are probably... sorry to say this, and the truth is, they have never been heard from again. I'm pretty sure they're doing other things, but after this film, since this film wasn't all that great, I don't know what they're doing right now. I hope you guys are doing great things in Hollywood or wherever you are in the world. But the film we're talking about today is Mortal Kombat. Yes, it is. Actually, I want to talk about this one scene coming up right now. We'll actually play for it shortly. But this is the scene where Shang Tsung kidnaps Sonya Blade, takes her to Outworld, and Raiden tells Liu Kang and Johnny Cage that they can't follow them to the Outworld. So we'll just have a listen because you could tell that the acting in this scene is a little bit awkward. Check it out. All right, I know that I said earlier that the acting is kind of awkward, but I feel the actors did a great job because it feels like you're watching or playing the video game. So it's not too bad. I mean, if that's the vibe they're going for, the video game vibe and everything. And surprisingly, when this movie came out, it did very well. It moved immediately to the top spot. And at the time, it was the second highest grossing movie in August at that time. And because of that, it made a sequel out of the film. Surprisingly, I don't know why, because the movie itself... Actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was great because I was a little kid. But now that if you look back to it, it's kind of cheesy. Actually, it's really cheesy. And Rotten Tomatoes only gave it a 34% fresh rating. That's pretty bad. If it's 34%, who's going to want to watch this movie? Anyway, if you guys want to watch it, I'm not urging you to. But if you want to watch it, if you're a big Mortal Kombat fan like I am, of course, I love Scorpion. He was my favorite character. You could do a lot of cheats with Scorpion. Yes, definitely check out Scorpion, check out the video game, and we're going to actually listen to a song from the movie. It's a little cheesy now because it's old school techno music, and here's Mortal Kombat theme from the Mortal Kombat original soundtrack. Check it out. Wow, that was amazing. I wish this was a filmed radio program because I was dancing in the studio. and I was getting my cardio on, my aerobics. Mortal Kombat! Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a throwback moment. Anyway, I want to read some Twitter comments for you guys right now. We have one from Ongni D. She wrote, I request Obsession by Shiny from The Warrior's Way. I love Chang Dong-gun. He's really great. He's a really great actor. Thanks, Ka. Yes, he's a great actor. Actually went to the red carpet premiere in LA when this movie came out. It was great. And Chang Dong-gun's a great guy. Very humble, sweet, down to earth. That's why I love him as a person. And we'll see if we'll play that song for you sometime either today or during the week. Also, we have one from Ria Pascasio. She wrote, morning today, it's Priscilla's birthday and would like to request a song. Okay, I'm not sure who Priscilla is, but I just want to wish you a happy birthday. And also, Christina Lee also said that she wants to dedicate Domino by Brian Jew, music, of course, at EFM Drive-In as birthday song to you. Happy birthday, sweetie. All these birthday greetings are happening for you live on air right now. So, since we can't play Domino for you, I guess I'm going to sing a little bit for you. Here we go. I'm falling into something real and I can't stop me. I'm knocking over everything when you just caught me. From start to finish, I promise I'm in this. Just wanna let you know, yo, I'm falling like a domino. There you go, Priscilla. Happy birthday. Hope that made your day. Anyways, back on track. I just wanted to let you guys know that Mr. Jason B is in the studio, and he'll be talking about K-films shortly after intermission. So that's just in due time. So wait around for that. Don't change the station. Also, want to remind everyone how to subscribe to our podcast. If you have iTunes, you can search for The Drive-In on TBS EFM 101.3 and subscribe there. If that's a little too complicated for you guys, we're tweeting every time an episode is uploaded, so you guys can just click on the link. Or if you guys remember our tweet link, it's EFM Drive-In. That's at EFM Drive-In. And then whenever we upload it, you guys can click the link. Alrighty? Cool. Anyways, I want to talk about the next song right now. This song is requested from Sun Young from the 2007 film Enchanted. Oh, the title's so sweet. And this film is kind of a parody of fairy tales, so it's actually ironic that it was made by Disney, which is famous for all their fairy tale movies. And it's interesting because the princess is transported out of the fairy tale land to New York City. Wow. Could you imagine a princess in New York City? And because New York City does not end with happily ever after, ever. Yes, there's robberies, scary moments. Good pizza, though. Great pizza. Anyway, here's That's Amore by James Marsden from the Enchanted original soundtrack. Once again, that was James Marsden from the Enchanted OST with That's Amore. I'm wondering if that's the same James Marsden, the actor. Is that right? I'm pretty sure. Yes, if it is, I didn't know he can sing so well. I know he plays Tina Fey's boyfriend on 30 Rock last season. I'm not sure about this season. I'm watching it right now, but I haven't seen him yet. Anyways, to introduce the next song, it's a request from 8719. That's 8719. It's from the 1992 film Last of the Mohicans, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. Great film. And this is a movie about the French and Indian War, and it's about a Caucasian man who grew up with a tribe of Native Americans called the Mohicans. When war breaks out between the Mohicans and the French, he's not sure which side he has to be on, and it's quite confusing because the British are also involved with the fighting as well, so it's even more confusing. And this movie came out 2 years after Dance with the Wolves, but it didn't do so well compared to Dance with the Wolves. So check out the song. This is Clanad with I Will Find You from the Last of the Mohicans original soundtrack. Now it's time for K-Film Tuesdays. Hello, Jason.
Hello, Brian.
I just felt like singing. It feels like a French vibe more than K-Films, doesn't it? The music.
Yeah. I was listening earlier on. It was like music from Lady and the Tramp, you know, that kind of...
Bonjour, Jason Benchevace.
Bonjour, ça va?
Comment vous appelez-vous?
That's as far as it goes for me. I can't go any further. It's really bad. I studied French at school and just forgot.
I studied French at school as well. And yes, the two people
well,
who studied
you're
French...
obviously a better student than I am, because I gave up.
Well, I only remember the whole, hey, what's your name? How do you feel? Those are the only two comments or statements I remember how to say in French.
Well, you got about 2 steps further than I did, so that's great.
I'm trying. Anyway, we're not here for French films. We're here for Korean films. And what is the film that you brought with you today?
Okay, I brought a very, very popular melodrama Architecture 101, 거축 한계론, which was one of the most popular melodramas of all time when it was released earlier this year. Actually, it was the most popular melodrama of all time. It's now been surpassed by The Werewolf Boy, which is currently showing in cinemas. This movie was released earlier this year, like I said. It's directed by Lee Eung-ju, who also made a movie called Living Death back in 2009. Very anxious to see that film because I really like this movie. Starring Tae-young, Han Ga-in, Lee Chae-hun, and Suzy from Miss A. So it's quite a big cast, a very, very well cast movie. Basically, in terms of the synopsis, in his college days, an aspiring architect, Sun-ming, he kind of falls deeply in love with classmate Seo-yeon. However, fate denied them the opportunity to stay together forever, and now a successful architect, Sung-min, has now not spoken to Sung-yeon since that time. So the film kind of flashes to and fro from the past to the present.
Okay.
However, one day she suddenly reappears in his life, asking him to design a replica of her childhood home. This is in the present, and then, like I said, the movie moves back and forth from past to present. The affections and heartaches between Sung-min and Seo-yeon slowly unfold, and it appears that fate may give their love a second chance. So it's a melodrama. Anyone familiar with Korean cinema will know that melodramas have become a very distinctive feature in Korean cinema. This film actually made just over 4 million admissions.
Holy moly!
That's a lot of admissions. That's a lot of cash.
Yes. That's some cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
To buy some bling. That's what it is.
Serious cash. Generally speaking, a film with a kind of a moderate budget needs around about 2 million admissions to break even. This film was made on, I think, a much smaller budget. And so for it to make 4 million admissions, that is serious cash, serious profit for all those involved making this movie. It's great for them. But sometimes it's useful actually to look at, break the stats down. And I looked on the web, and this film actually made 1.4 million after 10 days, which is actually not that much. A lot of films will make that in just over a weekend. So what this means is word of mouth got out. So people started saying, "Oh, this movie's really, really great."
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a gradual progression in terms of the box office.
So it got more like verbal exposure, pretty much. People were talking about it, and
exactly. And that's so important here in Korea because the internet is so popular, and it can make or break a movie. If a film's a load of rubbish, then it can really destroy its chances at the box office.
True.
We saw that with a film called Sector 7 last year, which is a big box office flop. Did very well in its opening weekend, but as soon as word got out that it was a part of, it was a very, very bad movie. The box
manure? Is that what you're going to say?
Trash. Yeah.
All right. So like you're saying about the internet, if the internet wasn't so advanced, do you think this film would have still did as well as it did?
I'm sure there'll be other. You have reviews, and I'm sure people read reviews, and generally, as people talk about the movie in coffee shops or at school or whatever, or in the workplace, it would become popular. But with the internet so popular now, if a film is very, very good or very, very popular, it tends to kind of spread like wildfire.
Okay.
And actually, traditionally, films are generally watched by the younger audiences, certainly in the cinemas. But this film kind of goes back in time, so there's a bit of nostalgia in this movie. We saw this with Sunny and Nameless Gangster as well. That's another kind of movie that goes back in time. And so I think the demographic in terms of the people watching this film was actually, of course, excuse me, a lot of young people obviously watch this film, but I think some kind of older people too. So, and that's a general shift, I think, in cinema goers generally, and it's what I'm noticing as I go to cinema. There tend to be more older kind of viewers, which is quite encouraging, I think. So,
okay. Cool. With all that said, we're actually going to play a song for you guys right now from the soundtrack. And this is 전람회 with 기억의 습작 from the 건축 학개론 OST. Check it out. Great song. Just to be more detailed about the song, that was actually Kim Dong-yul singing it. He used to be in a group called 전람회. But then when they broke up, he stayed as a solo artist. And he wrote the song, so that's why Kim Dong-yul, he sang it. I don't see what's wrong with that, right? Great song.
Great song. I love it.
You guys missed it because if they kept the mics on, you would have heard Jason B singing it. He was actually humming it. He's like, yeah, it was fun. It's fun.
I love that song. But anyway, just a couple of closing comments for this movie. It's a really, really interesting melodrama. I like its minimalist approach. What I mean by that is it's not overly kind of sentimental and dramatic, which is sometimes what you see in Korean melodramas. It's really it's restrained, and so and it's well acted as well, especially by Han Gae-in. So definitely recommended. But now moving on to this week, and a movie coming out this week is a film called 26 Years.
Okay.
Or 26년 in Korean. It's actually based on the comic, or an online comic, to convict the person who is the main culprit of the Gwangju massacre that happened 26 years ago. For those of you who don't know what the Gwangju massacre is, in 1980, Gwangju citizens rose up against the then president Chun Doo-won, and an estimated around, we're not sure how many people were killed, but some people suggest up to around about 2,000. So it's a very dark period in Korean history. But this comic kind of looks at trying to find the main culprits of the Gwangju massacre, and this film is really interesting. It's directed by Jo Gun-hyung, who, this is actually his feature debut, but he's worked on a number of films, including A Tale of Two Sisters, My Way and The Concubine, and it stars Chingu from Mother, Han Hye-jin from No Mercy, and Im Soo-leung. And what makes this film interesting is because it actually had a lot of problems trying to find investors, and in fact 12,000 people gave nearly $404,000 for this movie. So it's incredible that 12,000 people have contributed some of their well-earned money towards this film. So as a result, it's kind of created a lot of buzz, and then some richer individuals decided then to invest much of the rest for the 4.1 budgeted film. I actually saw this last week, and it really left me quite perplexed. Because I hadn't read the online comic, which I'm reading now, but it's a really, really interesting film, and I hope that it does well. It's fascinating to watch, and it's extremely well made and well acted, and it'll be interesting to see how it does.
Did it make you cry at all?
No, it didn't make me cry. It's quite difficult to watch in places, particularly like the opening scene. I won't go into too much detail. But for those of you that can read Korean or who haven't read the online comic, I strongly recommend you can. I strongly recommend that you do. It is on the internet, and that'll give you kind of a bit of insight into the kind of the background to this movie. But I'm really excited to see what this director does in the future. And this film it's been on the kind of the project kind of conveyor belt, so to speak, for a while, for several years, in fact. And it's great that it's finally seen the light of day. It's being released. It's being released this week. It's a very sensitive matter, and so I'm not sure how well it's going to do here in theatres. But we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see. I'm actually going to check this movie out too, because I like movies that actually teach you a little bit of history.
It certainly does that. It kind of mixes fiction and kind of reality. And so in that sense, it's a very, very interesting film. A personal interest of mine is I love the way Korean films look at or tackle contemporary Korean history. And this film is a very, very compelling example.
Alrighty. Well, with that said, I want to thank you for coming out again today. Tuesdays, you guys know that Jason B, he runs things here, and he always brings great, great Korean films. So thank you, Jason.
You're very, very welcome. Look forward to next week.
Alrighty, I'll see you next week. And also, right now, we have a song from the 26 Years, or 26년 original soundtrack. This is Lee Seung-wan singing 꽃. Once again, that was Lee Seung-wan with 꽃 from the 26년 original soundtrack, 26 Years original soundtrack. And right now it's time to wrap up the show. I know what you guys are thinking, oh my gosh, Brian, that's even earlier than usual, because usually we would actually wrap up after a minute or two after talking a bit. But I just want to read one or two comments before I go and then introduce the last song. This is from Ray Butler. She wrote, perhaps movies such as Elf, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, The Christmas Story, White Christmas, A Charlie Brown Christmas. I guess she's recommending some good Christmas movies since it's getting closer to Christmas already. Oh my gosh, I love Christmas. I can't wait till it snows. White Christmases are the best. Anyways, I want to introduce the last song before I go, but stick around because 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun is next. And the next song I want to introduce is from an R&B group that I idolized growing up. I'm pretty sure everybody my age, older, younger, idolizes this group. This is Boyz II Men with The End of the Road. The song's called End of the Road from the 1992 Boomerang original soundtrack. This is Brian Ju signing off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.